What's your name?
Gabriela Garcia.
What's your ethnicity?
Mexican.
What's your guys' names?
Oh, I'm Leah. I'm Shulia.
And what's your ethnicity?
I'm Vietnamese.
I'm
Indian.
Hi, my name is Uday Sadie Khan. African American, Black.
What's your name?
Rashid.
What's your ethnicity?
African American, white.
I'm Tyler Liu.
What's your ethnicity?
I'm Vietnamese and Chinese.
How social media affects me, and like there's just dumb things that I do that I probably wouldn't do if I was like a homeschooled, locked in the house type kid with no phone. Like that, I probably wouldn't be saying stuff.
Social media is more like a platform for you to get a sneak peek into other people's lives. So that's what I feel like social media is.
Social media influences me in a positive light because you get to experience things from other people's point of view.
So how does media influence you?
I mean, there's a lot of like stereotypes put on like Asian people on social media, especially when it comes to like it's like a trend. Yeah, it's like sometimes we're fetishize size. Yeah, stereotypes like, oh, we can drive, we're always smart, we're always this and that, and it's like used as a joke, but it's really just not funny. It's tiring. You feel like uncomfortable just to like be around in environments like that, especially on social media.
For the longest time, like minorities were never posted about on social media or anything. Like it wasn't talked about. But recently, like it's been changing. Like more people are like acknowledging it and like celebrating it. I guess empowering like brown skin and like Asian people and like darker skin and like all the differences and like all the skin colors. That's the part I like. Like I'm glad people are doing that and people are becoming like more open to that and like realizing and like who's around them.
Well, I noticed that when scrolling through Instagram and looking at pictures, I feel like looking at those pictures makes me feel as if I'm not part of that community. I feel like it shapes me as who I am. So sometimes I feel like I'm lower than that.
Honestly, it doesn't. It's more of like seeing things in real life and then seeing it on social media.
It was the first time I saw someone that looked like me. Okay, I guess YouTube counts as social media, and I'm like, when I was younger, that's the stuff I would get on.
Have you ever saw someone that looks like you in television or social media growing up?
Growing up, not really. More like, I can see it more now, but when I was growing up, it was really not diverse.
So growing up, have you seen like people who look like you in television or media?
I have been called that I look like the dude from Maze Runner, and I think it was pretty funny. So I feel like there's nothing that we can do about it unless they close social media.
And like, when was the first time that you saw a character or person that looks like you on social media or even on television?
Well, mainly Vietnamese movies at that time when I was younger. That really, when I saw everybody that looked at me, and then it went to like when Ni Hao Kai Lan was. Even though I'm not Chinese or whatever, when I was younger, I'd get compared to her. But I mean, that's already offensive by itself because that's not really who I am. So I started to like see that I was getting out there and appreciated was literally last year when Crazy Rich Asians came out. To all the boys I loved before, when it was the first time a female Asian character actually got with somebody else. It was just last year when it was starting to be portrayed more and appreciated more in movies and stuff like that.
If they see an Indian person somewhere, they're like, oh my god, Shubia, look, it's you. And it's like not at all. And then some other times, like, they'll say I look like other ethnicities, and it's like Muslim. Some people say like I look Muslim, or like some people like Hispanic or something. Like, maybe I do look like that.
But you can't look like a religion at the same time.
Exactly. Some people don't even know like the difference between Muslim people and like Indian, you know, like Pakistani or like, you know, that, like the difference, and they're like, oh, so many things that like people post about, they're so close-minded, and it's just so
more now than when I was younger. So yeah.
How's that impacted you?
You don't really get role models to see.
Lack of representation influences other people to think badly of you?
Yes, because what they do portray, it's a negative view of people who do look like me.
Not too often, but like probably like around last year. Then again, people of like my skin complexion or like the ethnicity, we kind of do the same thing. So like, I don't know.
Have you ever wanted to change who you are, like growing up?
It really just started like, especially in middle school, where I had a lot of self-hatred for like the race I was like identifying, because like middle school, the most hurtful comment I got was just like, you're an ugly Chinese girl, and that was like, that literally like set me off, like devastated that I really couldn't change anything about me. And it's sad because it's literally just my blood, and I have no control of what race I come out as. And I got into like high school or whatever, and like Instagram started to like be more aware. That's when I really did start to appreciate who I was, when they started to show up. And when I started getting into my own culture, that was when I started to really accept it, because now I'm not dismissed anymore. I'm now known as something more than just lower than someone else.
Obviously, when I lived in India, so I wouldn't feel like weird because everybody around me was Indian, you know? So like that's where I was, like I guess I belonged. And then I moved to America, and like the first time, like I felt so, it was so weird. It was such a big change, and like I had to like change so much about myself like to fit in. As we like started going to middle school, like I really just, like people would really just make fun of me and like the stereotypes, and like it wasn't like I wanted to just change myself. Like that's why I forgot most of my like mother tongue, like my language I speak, because like I only wanted to learn like speak English, because you know,
yeah,
that made me start wishing I was like, which isn't good. And then I was like, that's not right. Like, you can't have that. And like my sister too, like she doesn't want to have darker skin. Like she's a little light, and she doesn't want to be darker. Like, if I said like, oh, you look darker, like she's like, no, what? And I like had to tell her like, no, I'm dark skin doesn't mean anything bad. Like it's okay.
Have you ever wanted to change who you are? I mean, like
No.
you were growing up? No.
Literally do not care what anybody else's opinion is.
Yes. What's your name? Representation's everything for a child and teen who's growing up. Without any proper content, they might feel out of place and even want to strive away from their own culture. Many people might stick with their prejudice if there is nothing else out there except for the normalized drug dealer, gangster, smart one, or the stoner. It is getting better, but we should be there, presenting what we are and who we represent. There will always be people who say mean things because you are different, and sometimes their minds cannot be changed. But there are many other people who do not care about where you are from or how you look.